Free agency reports are really starting to heat up surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays and Corbin Burnes. Reports, they're escalating, things are flying. There are reports that the Yankees are nearing a deal. Welcome to this afternoon live stream. Decided to go live for you guys this afternoon just to kind of break down the latest news, rumors, reports, all of those good things. And there's a lot to go over. So we're going to be breaking down the news. We're on Corbin Burnes watch. We're on Max Fried watch. We're on Roki Sasaki watch. I'll be updating you guys live as things come out. I also have updates from Jon Heyman. I also have I will say I got a DM from somebody, and so I'll, with some interesting insight. So I'll give you guys that insight as well as you stick along. But welcome in everybody. Again, this is going to be it's going to be an interesting one. We're basically just on, there's a lot of things to cover right now, and most importantly, there are some things on the go surrounding Corbin Burnes, the Jays. A lot of steam going there. We have updates on Max Fried from Jon Heyman. You have updates on a bunch of different things. Fried's decision is imminent. There are 3 different teams in the mix for Max Fried at this moment, which we will also go over. So it's not Juan Soto watch, but it is Max Fried watch at this moment. What's up, Shane, Ryan, Joshua, Sean? They need a lefty starter. We're going to be going over everything. And again, it's things are escalating right now. And on the New York Yankees side of things, Brian Cashman just canceled a meeting. So canceled the meeting with somebody. Updates, rumors, speculation aren't signings. Well, they're going to happen eventually, so we'll keep you up to date with that. Is going to screw you guys out of a job? I hope not. I hope not. Fire Atkins, let someone else start the read. But we had a video earlier today on that. There's just some other rumors and things, of course, that are circulating, I should say, as well, surrounding the Jays. So there's a lot of things to go over here, and we can start with a few different things. What's up, Shane? Hope you're doing well. So there's a few different things to go over here, and obviously, as we start to kind of look at what is going on with the Blue Jays. Again, there's going to be a ton of different news. There's an article, Fried signing coming in. Yeah, so Ken Rosenthal, regarding Max Fried, I suspect his signing will be a bit later. Same with Corbin Burnes. I think Burnes might happen sooner, and the Jays are very in on Corbin Burnes, so stay tuned for all that. Let's start with this, though. According Nick for GM, appreciate it. So according to Ken Rosenthal, Max Fried is expected to make his free agent decision by Thursday. He's expected to choose a team by Thursday, according to Major League sources briefed on the negotiations. Red Sox, Yankees, and Jays are the main suitors. Go win it. So very intriguing here. It's an interesting scenario that the Jays are currently in, because you look at it from the perspective of they're going for Fried and they're going for Corbin Burnes. Now, there are other reports coming around, and a brand new report has just dropped from Mike Baboa. And take that for a grain of salt as well here. We're going to keep you up to date because things are happening right now. Things are happening very fast. We're seeing a bunch of different things percolating here. So this also just dropped. Now, Mike Baboa, he's gotten some things right. He's gotten some things wrong. This is also, and again, bear with the weird setup. You know how these free agency watches go, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll hide this for a second. So Baboa came out 40 minutes ago and said, not sure, but as of right now, it sounds like Corbin Burnes will end up a Blue Jay. Stay tuned, folks. Former Mets beat writer in theory. He's gotten some things right. Again, he's gotten some things right, and he was right about the Juan Soto deal, which is interesting. Do you actually have faith in Atkins after all these years? No big names coming the Jays' way. I do have faith, kind of. Not really. It's kind of up and down, and to be completely honest, I think they're going to make a big signing. I think they get Corbin Burnes or Max Fried. That is my prediction here. But again, take this part with a grain of salt from Mike Baboa. We don't really, Mike Baboa is an interesting guy. He's gotten some things right in the past. He's gotten some things wrong in the past. So take that with a grain of salt and ultimately do what you will with that information. The silver linings is probably Atkins last year in charge. Yes. Now, again, Mike Baboa, he's gotten things right in the past. He's gotten things wrong in the past. However, there's a lot of things percolating surrounding Corbin Burnes. Now, there is also, other reports coming on. Again, Max Fried, we can see here, he is expected to make his free agent decision by Thursday. Also, if you're new, hit the like button as well. We're going to keep you up to date. I'm refreshing. I have Twitter on my right side of my monitor here. I'm keeping you up to date with all of the all the latest news here. There's also some Roki Sasaki insight that will, of course, feed you all as well as it continues to come out. Jon Heyman is also on just finished up a stream right now. Jeff Passan said we're getting a guy. I believe Jeff, as much as Atkins is criticized, you got to believe Jeff. Did he say that today? Oops. Bear with that. Did he say that today? Hex? Because that is interesting. That is very interesting information if he did say that today. If he did say that today. Let's see what he's talking about. Atkins did Gosse and Vryonis, so he did something. They have done things. They have done things in the past, and I think the biggest question mark, we know that the Yankees are all in on Max Fried, like as much as I guess you can be all in on a specific player. It's not possible to win. Atkins is stupid. I know. I mean, we had a video earlier absolutely ripping Atkins for the entirety of, 15 minutes. So it's like at that point, we already, yeah, he did. I'm hoping that wasn't just Juan Soto Hex. I remember covering that specific thing. And again, we've heard some things about Corbin Burnes, how they're offering a lot of money. I do think they're ultimately going to get Corbin Burnes. That is my initial projection. We know that there's some rumors speculating that, they're all in on Corbin Burnes, which, it kind of is what it is. We also know the Angels are, okay, I want to ask you guys this as well. We can take a step back from the, and Arenado, I don't know about that. An Arenado deal for Springer. I don't know if either side, I mean, the Jays would probably do it, but I don't think that the Cardinals would do that. But I want to ask you guys this. So a report came out, of course, saying that, let me see here. So from Mark Feinstein, this is an actual report, of course, basically saying that the Angels are appearing to be headed towards a trade for Taylor Ward. Type yes or no in the chat. Would you guys want the Jays to get Taylor Ward? Just a simple yes or no. I think he's a better version of Tyler O'Neill, and I think he's a better defensive version of Tyler O'Neill. And ultimately, I've seen some discourse on Twitter and things like that. I think he fits the Jays really well if they can make a trade for Tyler O'Neill. And it's interesting. It is very interesting. So I think I would. I really think I would. I want to see yes or no in the chats here, because if you look at some of his stats, and again, BK, the guy who broke the Springer signing, had some very interesting insight on it. And he basically said that he's literally a better version of Tyler O'Neill. And if you're unfamiliar with Taylor Ward, I will get his stats up for you all right here. Again, bear with the screenshots. They're not going to be, pretty at this moment, but that's what happens when live news is breaking. So he's coming off of a season with a 2.3 WAR and a 740 OPS, a 750 OPS the year before, and 800 OPS the year before. So I think as a starting piece, it could be very interesting, especially as you start to, think about, and I'll look at his baseball savant here. Like the peripherals play in his favor. So this is his baseball savant. I'll just blow this up for you guys. This is his baseball savant. Like a very good to above average, a good defender, a very solid hitter, and he kind of underplayed his advanced metrics and his peripherals last season. So I think if the Jays are in on Taylor Ward here, I'd rather a Taylor Ward trade than a Bellinger trade. He has 2 more years of control. He would basically be a good plan B to Tyler O'Neill, which is someone that they, of course, missed out on. So I really like that idea. We're seeing things about Corbin Burnes. A lot of of those insiders saying that Corbin Burnes is probably going to be a Blue Jay. I've heard some things as well. Surrounding Corbin Burnes and the Jays. Nothing concrete. I'm not saying a deal is done or anything like that, but it seems like they've made a strong offer. For him, and it's interesting. And if the Jays are one of these teams, Kyle Tucker as well, I don't think the Jays have enough assets for Kyle Tucker, but you have, I think the Yankees are all in on Max Fried, which means the Jays better be all in on, of course, the other guy, Corbin Burnes. So it's interesting. Jimmy Garcia to Toronto for sure. 2 years, $15 million. It's possible, but it would make some sense. 7.5 AAV for Jimmy Garcia. It's not a horrible deal. You have Tanner Scott available. Roki Sasaki. Who are you seeing that? Where are you seeing that? I don't see that. It would be an interesting one, though. Wait. Oh, the Jays just made a signing. Jimmy Garcia's back. What? Huh? The Jays just signed Jimmy Garcia. Okay. I think the Jays have signed Jimmy Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, we just broke a live... We broke a live move. Here. I thought you guys were trolling me. Okay. Jimmy Garcia, 2 years, $15 million for the Jays. Interesting. Okay, well, this is crazy. Okay. 1 second. What in the world? Okay, I guess we changed the title. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Jimmy Garcia is back. Okay, let me change. No more incoming. Breaking Jays make huge signing. Okay. I mean, Jimmy Garcia is a Toronto Blue Jay. Okay, so I'm going to edit the title here. And we'll, of course, go back to it. That is... Sorry, just a little bit quick. Oh, get this off my screen. Get this off my screen. I don't know why this is on my screen. Hold on. One second. Oh, I don't know why this is on my screen. Give me a second. Ignore the music. I don't know why this is here. Okay, I don't know why this is here. I don't. This is. There we go. We're back. Ignore me. I don't know what on earth just happened, but we're here. We are here. Just technical difficulties. That's what happens inside of. Here we go, and we're here. Welcome back. Very excited. Too excited. Everybody in here. Okay. So Jay's just made a signing. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're good. I don't know. First time breaking a signing live. So screw everything else. Let's talk about this signing. We got an actual signing. So the Jays have signed Jimmy Garcia to a deal. I don't know what just happened with my stream, by the way. I don't know what is going on, but yeah, okay, we're here. I love this. We got Jonathan Clase for free. What's up, Peter? Peter, I don't know how we finally got a live signing right as I was going live, and then I ended up accidentally. Love that you broke that here. Yeah, I mean, kind of crazy that ended up happening, but we are here. So 2 years, 15 mil. Let me look at Jimmy Garcia's stats. That is kind of crazy to me. An absolute fleece by Ross Atkins, like an absolute fleece, because, I mean, we got a free prospect. You literally, I mean, the team got a free prospect. Literally just got a free prospect. Good. This better be the start of something bigger. Now, he had a rough, I'm going to get his stats up here. 7.5 a year. Here are his stats. Here are his stats. So, he was very solid with the Jays. He had a 2.7 ERA in 29 games with the Jays. And then, of course, he went to the Mariners. But I like it. He was dealing with injuries. I don't hate it. Now, again, so they traded this guy at the deadline. It's a very good deal. You got a top 10, I think? Top 10, top 15 prospect. Very interesting. Well, I wasn't the one who broke the news, but on the stream, it's the first time we've on the stream. Tanner Scott would be a great ad. Class A is gonna be great for us to watch. I mean, we saw a bit of him last season. Very intriguing. Okay. Interesting. Jays are also front runners for Max Fried alongside a couple of other guys, but I mean that's a great signing. I don't know how else to describe it. That is a very good signing. Probably will be a closer, arguably, alongside Chad Green. Right? Like, I mean, you can't really... There's nothing to hate about this deal. You look at his stats. Again, 6 ERA in 10 games with the Mariners. So a rough deal for the Mariners, dealing with injuries. He only played 39 games last year, put up a 3.46 ERA and a 0.5 WAR. But with the Jays, he was very good. Year before, he was solid, 73. I mean, I like it. But I also don't love the I don't love the fact that it's this, I don't want to rebuild the same team that they had just rebuilt. I don't really want to do that. I mean, but it is what it is. We got a deal done. Okay. First time breaking a deal. I kind of tweaked out there. Couldn't get my stream starting soon off the screen. No, is our closer? Chad Green. I mean, now you have now you have a bullpen of Chad Green. You have a bullpen of, Jimmy Garcia, Eric Swanson. So Eric Swanson's a pretty big signing. Now, it better not be. It's better be the start of something big. This better be the start of something big. I hope. It better be the start of something big. They lost Romano for nothing. Well, let me ask the chat now and type in 1 or 2. Type 1 in the chat if you would rather Jimmy Garcia, or type 2 in the chat if you would rather Jordan Romano. Because they basically used the amount of money they were going to spend this year on Jordan Romano and on Jimmy Garcia. I think for this current bullpen, I'd rather Jimmy Garcia. I think he's a little bit more reliable. And you got him at 2 years. You don't know what's going to happen with Romano's elbow necessarily. Like, obviously Romano's probably the better starter, but I think for this team, I would rather Jimmy. I think. But it's close. I think I'd rather Jimmy. But I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of up in the air still. I roll this at 12. Okay, so a lot of 1s. Some 2s. I think Romano is the better pitcher, but I agree. I think Romano is the better pitcher, but I mean the elbow is the big concern here. Good deal. It's not a move you make unless something else is coming. I agree. Something big is definitely on the horizon. Jimmy throws harder currently. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm looking at some of the updated things here. I agree, Peter, though. I think ultimately a signing will come. I think that is the start of something. Started something big. Garcia was sure besides didn't Romano sign with the Phillies? Yeah, Romano is with the Phillies. But I was more so thinking about it in the sense of, what is happening next for this team. Vlad should be the main focus. Still need a lefty in the bullpen. This is crazy. Interesting. Interesting. So does that have anything for the signing yet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a done deal, though. Ari Alexander is a pretty, it's a good signing, man. They got a free prospect. They got a free prospect, basically. It's crazy. Free prospect. We'll have a video on it as well tonight, breaking down Peter's analysis. I see Peter in the chat. Peter, we'll have a video on this. We can have a video breaking down the force. This is a rare dub for us. How full is the 40-man roster right now? Will they have to designate someone? No, they will not. They have a pretty empty team. Pretty empty team there. Okay. I think a move is next here. I think this is the start. You're obviously 2 years, $15 million. Love the deal. Type yes if you're happy about the deal. Type no if you aren't happy with the deal. If you're new, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 or 15,000 subscribers, so that would help a lot. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. So we're getting some feedback here from some people on Twitter. 2 years for a 33-year-old reliever coming off, so small shoulder stuff could be risky, but Jimmy still has the sauce. Love the move. You got to love this move. Their bullpen instantly looks more formidable. Instantly. And again, this is not going to be the only move. We also have to understand that, again, if this is the only move they're making, then it's a problem. But you had to make a push, and you had to spend money on a bullpen arm. This is pretty cheap, makes the bullpen significantly better, and now they got to go out and get some bats, which is ultimately what I think they're going to do. They're going to get some bats, but $5 million per season is going to be better. I mean, $7.5 million for this market. Now, let me go on Spot Track and see what he was projected to get. And let's not forget, we got a prospect for him. We got a prospect for him at the deadline. Who do we sign? Jimmy Garcia. I'm going to look what his projected salary was here. Interesting. If we were serious, we need to outbid all teams for burn. I agree. Completely agree with that. Okay. So, I don't know. I can't really find what his projected was, but it's a good price for right now. I mean, That's a great price. We got Jonathan Clase from Seattle. We got basically got a free prospect and got him back on a good deal. He must have loved his time in TO, which is respect to him. So we got him back. Yeah, we got him back. So we traded him at the deadline and then got him back, which is what we were hoping to do with Yusei Kikuchi before he signed with the Angels. But it'll do. It'll do for now. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Jonathan Clase, like, if you look at the like who they got for, is he the number? So the Jays got, where's Clase? Is he even here? Actually, I think he graduated. Yeah, so he's technically graduated, but he was a top 10 prospect for. I mean, you got a top 10 prospect back for free because Jimmy Garcia, of course, they traded him at the deadline and now he's back. I mean, you finessed everybody. They need to make more moves though. I mean, they robbed the Mariners. They literally robbed the Mariners. And that's an absolute fleecing. 8th ranked. Okay, yeah. So he was the 8th ranked prospect. So they got a top 10 prospect for a guy they got back on a fairly team-friendly deal anyway. An absolute, they robbed him. And again, the contract is not. I'll try not to type as loud. I apologize. Clase got the skills, hasn't learned to control himself. I mean, now, so let's think about some hypotheticals here. Let's say worst case, Clase turns into a 4th outfielder who can steal bases at an elite level, which he's already proven to do, and play elite defense. So let's say he turns into a 4th outfielder. Now that you re-sign him back, that's still a good outcome. You got a free 4th outfielder, basically. That being said, if he actually turns into and fulfills his potential, he has a chance to be a really, really good player. Like a guy who can hit for a bit of power, get a ton of stolen bases, and if he can figure out how to be a decent hitter, got him for free. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Need hitters, not pitchers. You need both, though. If they went out and they got Corbin Burnes, Anthony Santander, and whoever else, still doesn't really matter because you needed a bullpen. Now they're starting with the bullpen. Clearly, they were able to get this done. And this is already better than any of the moves they made last season. Or last offseason. This is already a better move than they made in the entirety of last offseason. Which is hilarious enough. It's already a better move than that. So it's like, yeah, it is confirmed. 2 years, $15 million. Clase A could ever get on base enough and hit at the top of the lineup, it would be huge. Yeah, I mean, we love it. And it's not like they signed a Max Kepler, someone that's going to take them out of some other, guys. This is just, he's 33 years old. Jimmy is 33 years old. Yeah, but Craig, they needed to anyway. Okay, 5.3 mil on Spot Track. Okay, so a bit more. But that being said, Spot Track had Soto at 500 million. So extend Vladdy 2 power bats. I mean, they have a chance now. This is a start. This is a start. They needed to do is, obviously, if they would have signed Santander first and then done this isn't horrible. But I mean, even then, like the first move being a relief pitcher, I mean, their bullpen was horrible. Literally terrible. Are nearing the end, and the Red Sox. Yeah, okay. So the freed sweepstakes are at the end. I've heard some rumblings of. Again, we can get back on the Corbin Burnes stuff in a little bit here, but great signing. Like, you got a free prospect, and you get a very solid value deal. Like, you ultimately just get a solid value player. Man, phenomenal job by Ross Atkins. That being said, let's hold the line. Let's hold the line to see what he actually does next. But at least he's making moves and he's doing movements. Jimmy Garcia is back. Is it official? Oh, it is official yet. I think, I don't think any of the big guys yet got it, but Ari is a reliable guy. Hector Gomez just tweeted again. I'm not going to believe that Josh Donaldson. I didn't even believe the person who said it was Jimmy Garcia in the chat. Yeah, I'd say Tyler Hyman probably. Also, hit the like button if you like the signing. If you like the signing, hit the like button. Pretty simple. It's first time not breaking, but being live while a signing broke. Which is interesting. I didn't even believe it. Okay, so interesting. We also have an update on the Max Fried front. So according to Ken Rosenthal, he's going to make, again, like we discussed, in case you missed it, regarding, just quickly to pivot here. We have Mike Boboa saying that he is going to be a Blue Jay. Take it, with a salt. Take it with a grain of salt. You have Ken Rosenthal saying the decision is expected by Thursday. And Jays, Red Sox, and Yankees are the finalists. They are the finalists. Yeah, so Jays, Yanks, and Red Sox are the finalists for Max Fried. I'm also hearing, the Jays are finalists for Corbin Burnes. I believe they have an offer of $6 million, or 6 years, over $200 million, we've been hearing. So, a lot of money. I love the passion. This is anything to get excited about. It's not that I'm super excited about this deal, like, in the grand scheme of things, but this deal in a nutshell is an objectively good signing. They got a prospect at the deadline, and then they re-signed the guy for a very market value deal. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the signing. I'm not super excited or anything like that, but he's good. And now we're on Max Fried watch because he's signing by Thursday. So I had to have another stream for Max Fried watch. Whoop. Excited over Jimmy Garcia. I mean, it's a start. We needed bullpen help. More so excited about the fact we got the guy back who literally we traded a prospect for. So, like, yeah. 3.46 ERA, very solid last year. Any chance they could trade George Springer? Piece by piece, can't sign everyone at once, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, they were going to have to do this. Santander, Sean Manaea, that would be ideal. I mean, ideal to me would be Corbin Burnes and Santander, or Max Fried and Santander. But yeah, if they don't get any of those two, I'm fine with Manaea, Santander, and someone else. Yeah, I'm not going to get, like, fully excited unless they get a Max Fried type, which they're in on. Which they're very much in on. Corbin Burnes, they're in on. There's a lot of smoke right now between Corbin Burnes and the Toronto Blue Jays. But there's also smoke between Corbin Burnes and Max Fried and the Toronto Blue Jays. You see here, they're the suitors. I'm curious if an article drops tonight surrounding Corbin Burnes. Again, Mike Boboa, take it with a grain of salt, says he's going to be a Blue Jay. We're hearing other reports saying he's going to be a Blue Jay. So it's like, is he going to be a Blue Jay? That's the question. Is joining in talking about the Garcia signing? Yes, sir. So Jimmy Garcia, 2 years, $15 million. They obviously got a prospect back. They're also finalists for Max Fried. I do ultimately think he is not. He's actually a Mets fan, legend, which is unfortunate. My brother's a Mets fan. Do you really think signing Fried or Burnes with the Jays out of the AL East basement, talent-wise, they're so far behind? I think if they get Santander and Burnes, they're right in it. But, I mean, I don't know for sure. Obviously, you still have to do a bunch of different things, which is interesting. So, after losing Soto, the Yankees have been all over Max Fried as well, which are some reports that are coming out at least. No chance either are coming here. I don't know. I think there's a chance, though. I think Burnes is more likely at this point. Yeah. No, I think actually Burnes is more likely than Fried at this point, Nick. I think Burnes is more likely. Great signing. Let's keep going. I agree. Like, you can only do one thing at a time. You can't finish all the signings at once. They got a big reliever off the market, which, of course, they needed to. I think interesting. We won't sign anything of note until Atkins is gone. I guess he's not really going to sign anyone. Do you think we could trade for Roberts? Roberts? What Roberts are you referring to? Am I having, like, a brain fart here, or is there, like, I definitely am. What Roberts are you referring to? Does anyone know in the chat? Trade for Roberts? Unless you're talking about Luis Robert. That's probably what you're talking about. You're probably talking about him. No, I don't think that happens. At least you have someone to close. Yeah, real talk, Jays will have to overpay Santander. I agree. How much money do the Jays have until they hit the luxury tax? I think they're close. Yeah, Luis Robert. Yeah. Got it. Took me a second. I don't think that they're... Yeah. Took me too long. Took me too long to figure that out. Garcia's on the top of the... Yeah, I mean, he was. Like, when you're looking at the bullpen... Yeah, $30 million before luxury tax. So, they have a little bit of room. I don't think they're necessarily... I don't know if they want to go over it, per se. But I also don't think that they would hate... going under it. I refuse to support this management and ownership. Okay? I don't blame you, but I'm going to give him a couple chances. We're also we're about 27 likes away from 100. So if you guys can help me out and hit that subscribe button, help Peter out as well, who's in here. Santander and Manoah get you close to that. I don't know if that's enough, though. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Like, let me see. How good was Sean Manaea last year? Put up a 3 WAR, 3.47 ERA. He's like a solid number 3 starter, but he doesn't really have ace potential. At least with Burnes, you're getting ace potential. Would you guys type yes or no? Would you guys want Sean Manaea, or do you think they should strive for a bigger fish? Do you think they should strive for a bigger fish? Apologies for the keyboard sounds. They don't have an ace they need. Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying, like, if they just get Manaea, or if they, I don't know if Santander is enough. Like, I feel like they need Bregman and Santander or something. Interesting. And we hear all the Suzuki stuff as well, which is a little bit silly. Sean Manaea would be a good signing. Bigger fish with the expense of spending a bat. Do you guys want to go over the top and go for ace? Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of, like, Manaea definitely seems like a more realistic Ross Atkins signing. They signed Jimmy Garcia, Ty. They signed Jimmy Garcia. I wonder what James Click must be thinking working alongside those two. Jesus Luzardo. He is available. Well, yeah, you choose Burnes over, of course, Manaea, but it's a matter of, the price that you'd have to pay for each of them. Pitcher, they just signed this. Yeah. What happened to Tiedemann? He's not even in the top 100 process. Injuries. He's going to be out majority, if not all, of this upcoming season. So it's intriguing. And here's on Pete Alonso. I think he wants to be I think the Mets are going to retain him. That would be my immediate thought, at least, that the Mets are going to retain him. Trade for Ryan Helsley, acquire Santander. Hae-Sung Kim's an interesting one. Hae-Sung Kim is a very interesting one. I think one more ace. Saya Suzuki. Yeah. We'll definitely have a video on that coming up. On Saya Suzuki. Saya, whatever, however you pronounce it. He's a very good pitcher. Or pitcher, what? He's a very good hitter and a very good fit for this team. I think that, I don't know if he wants to go to the Jays, though. That is one of the questions. I do ultimately think, however, that it'll be good. I would love Saya Suzuki. I'll have a video on that maybe later this week. There's a lot of videos to make. Ben Nicholson-Smith confirms the signing, so I will go ahead and put his screenshot on the screen now. Shout out to Arian. He's still shouted out in this. But Ben Nicholson-Smith with the confirmation. 2 years, $15 million deal. Yeah, it would be a trade. And it's a matter of, I believe but there's only a certain amount of teams that he wants to. I remember, like, I think they're only going to trade him to somewhere he wants to be. But what's up, Bradley? Put Walker at first base. It's interesting. So they got Jimmy Garcia, which is intriguing. I like it a lot. Yeah, he confirmed it, which, again, is pretty. I love the signing, and again, it's a very, very good signing. Very solid signing. Would a player like Alec Boehm fit into the Jays system? I could see it. I could see a world where Alex Boehm. He was good, Caden. He was very good for the Toronto Blue Jays. He obviously was rough with the Mariners there, but I mean, 2.7 ERA in 29 games for the Jays. It's pretty good. 2 at 15 is an overpay. They're desperate. I don't know. He was projected to make around 5.3, so I guess they overpaid by a couple million. But in the market that they're in now, I mean, it's. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Yeah, Peter saying I'm out on Bohm. Yeah, it's kind of up and down. Doesn't fill the Romano hole. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting conversation to have. Peter and KK type of offseason. Sign Burnes, trade Bichette for a bat, trade Springer. I don't know. At the end of the the bullpen was horrible, and they got some of it back, and they also got a free prospect out of it. So it's like, at the end of the day, you can't really complain. It's still bad. They still definitely need to make some improvements to it. We're also 3 likes away from 100. I would presume either Chad Green or Jimmy Garcia at this point is going to be the closer. That would be my immediate presumption. But again, it's still up in the air. Still up in the air. Why not bring up Martinez this year as the only power bat in the minors? He was called up before he got suspended for PEDs, so it is what it is. Would the Jays put Santander in the outfield? Probably. A mix of outfield and DH. He'd also DH, because the Jays do have some DH at-bats available. They have Jays at-bats, or they have DH at-bats available, which, again, is intriguing and is good. But I'm from Germany and Sports Seattle Sports. Interesting. Middle, probably outfield and DH, yeah. Like, as soon as he'd split time. He's also a switch hitter, so he can play against everybody. Okay. Some rumors coming out that the Jays, or that the Red Sox and or the Yankees and Max Fried started getting close to a deal, but it's up in the air. Yeah, Bradley. Jimmy Garcia is back. We have Jimmy. You can see in the bottom right. Jimmy Garcia is back. So that trade they made at the deadline for Jonathan Clase was a finesse, because ultimately they got him. They got him back. They robbed him. They robbed the Mariners. Give both Burnes and Fried 175 each. Give Santander 120. I don't think Santander is going to go up to 125. But yeah, I mean, if they could just reallocate, then it'd be fine. If something doesn't happen today, we just got a signing, so at least something happened. It's not complete silence. They made a signing of Jimmy Garcia, which I think everybody likes. But now, if they follow this up with a guy like Max Fried or a Corbin Burnes, then we're really talking, because that's really what you want now. Yeah, they have Clase and Garcia. He's only 22 years old. He's barely played. Do you think Clase will have a future in Toronto? I think there's a possibility. Like, his floor is a 4th outfielder, because he stole 70 bases or something like that one season. So his floor, absolute floor, is a solid bench player. His ceiling is an elite athlete, elite defender. So it's intriguing. It is intriguing. What happened to Romano? He signed with the Phillies. He signed with the Phillies. Should have kept Romano. I like this deal a little bit more, I think. I think this deal makes a little bit more sense. Jays have 1 year to figure out 500 million bad. Yeah, Phillies or Hicks. I think Hicks was a starter and they got sent back to the bullpen. Will Wagner be playing in Toronto or go back to the minors? I think he starts the season on the team. If 50 million was available for Soto plus another 50 million for people around him, there should be 100 million to add to the payroll. If they don't, it was all just a lie. I just think it's what they consider a special, budget. Special budget. Which, at the end of the day, is intriguing. But, I don't love it. I'm predicting that the Blue Jays will get Max Fried, Anthony Santander, and Alex Bregman. I don't think all 3 of those happen. I could see a couple of them, maybe. Like Burnes and Santander. Is Jimmy back to high leverage? Yeah, definitely, Daryl. I think he has to be. I don't know if that like marks the end of their bullpen expenditures, but I think it. Um, I don't know if there's like a Michael Bush. Yeah, Tyler, it is a huge signing for the Toronto Blue Jays. They desperately needed a reliever. Desperately needed a reliever. An interesting tweet here. I'm not sure there's a right-handed mid-tier free agent reliever I would have wanted more than Jimmy, and that's or Jimmy. That's a good point. Like when you're looking at the mid-tier market, because you have your Tanner Scotts to be making 15 to 20 million. Michael Butch is an interesting one as well, but you're looking at like the mid-tier relievers. I think Jimmy Garcia is probably the best one because I'm trying to think of any, like the ones that would cost less than 10 million. Like you have Devin Williams you could acquire via trade. And type in the chat, is there anyone else who would prefer? Is there any other like sub 10 million per year reliever you'd prefer than Jimmy Garcia? I don't think so. Still need a lefty reliever. They have Brendan Little though. Now this goes a little bit towards helping the team compete. Big star player, could have spent that on the player. I'm praying for Santander. Yeah, I think Bregman might be a little bit overrated as well. Not overrated, but overpriced. Rodriguez will be going back to the pen. Might even see guys like Tiedemann get relief pitcher work. Ryan Helsley, but he is he would be a trade, but I mean, I guess. You see in the bottom right here, it's not Jimmy Garcia. Give it bigger. Kirby Yates, throwback. I mean, Ryan Helsley is an interesting one too. And we know they offered Jimmy like how much? Or not Jimmy, Juan Soto, like sub 700 million. So they didn't really, and they could have done more. Which, again, it's unfortunate. Would love Yarbrough to come back too. I feel like AJ Minter would be good. That's a very good one. And we'll have a video coming out, I guess at this point, probably tomorrow morning, about some reports that have dropped revolving some targets and things like that. So it's an intriguing one. Jays finished 4th. Nah, I think they do a little bit better. Could be a lefty, Scott Alexander. Yeah, I think he had a decent year last year. Yeah, 2.56 ERA. Of course, he was with the Athletics, right? Yeah, he's a Giant before. He's like a buy low guy or buy high guy, I guess. But I hope Yarbrough returns. Like this is a contract you'd kind of give Ryan Yarbrough though. So it's like Yarbrough is probably going to make similar money to this. Whoever complains about this move just wants to get something to complain about. I mean, yeah, there's no world anyone should complain about this move. It's not a lot of money. You've got a prospect for him back. I don't know if there's much to complain about on that front. Joel Sherman coming out. The Yankees, Blue Jays, and especially the Red Sox are very high on Max Fried. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't think the Jays get Max Fried, though. I think it's a Red Sox. I think when it comes down to it, he's going to be a Boston Red Sox. Trade for Yusei Kikuchi. Just start robbing start robbing everybody. I mean, they did it with the Mariners. No reason they can't do it again. I mean, at the end of the day, they did it, though. Devin Williams. I mean, yeah, if they go and trade for Devin Williams, they need offense, though. They desperately need offense. Desperately. I would say like 40%. I would say 40% chance the Jays sign Santander. That would be my guess. There's no reports on it at the moment, at least, but my guess is around 40%. Who the Jays going to sign for offense? They have a few different options. They could sign Anthony Santander. They could sign Camilo Doval is not available. Buster Posey came out and said that. Anthony Santander. They have. I mean, there's a lot of guys technically available. It's just a matter of if they want to go ahead and sign them. Top free agents don't want to sign to a team full of bench warmers. The Jays need a solid core. Jason Matthew, an outfielder. And let me ask the chat right now. And I want to ask, do you guys think Corbin Burnes, or not even Corbin Burnes, do you guys want Anthony Santander? Type yes or no in the chat. Because I see a lot of different people saying, some people say yes, some people say no. And I'll get up his stats here for you. Do you want to see Anthony Santander in a Toronto Blue Jays uniform? Not yet, Jonathan. Just the Garcia. Here are his stats for those intrigued. 44 homers last year, 28 homers the year before, 33 homers the year before, 18 homers the year before. Doesn't get on base a ton. He's kind of a true outcome guy. He strikes out a little bit, a good bit actually, but nothing too crazy, honestly. Hits a lot of bombs. Not a good defender. Not a good defender. Basically just a power guy. Who wouldn't want 44 home runs? Some people are worried about the decline. It would be like a 4-year, $90 million deal would be my projection. One bat is not enough to... I agree. I would say step one. It would be step one in what is going to be a long offseason for them. It's funny, though. The one move they make is bringing back a guy they had last year. So it's not even like there's some crazy... They better not just run it back with everybody. Switch hitter, probably overpriced, doesn't get on base or hit a lot of doubles. Yeah, again, no one will pay for this useless management. We'll see. I know there's a lot of negative energy, but... Okay, so it's been like quadruple confirmed here. So Jimmy is a J. The first domino of the offseason has fallen. How about Jeff Hoffman? Interesting. Your Corbin Burnes and Santander. I would love that. I mean, that's my dream offseason. A priority should be Vladdy. I agree. Any other news coming out? What in the world? John Lex, who did the Blue Jays, I'm assuming you say sign? You can see in the bottom right. They signed Jimmy Garcia to a 2-year, $15 million deal. And again, tonight is the draft lottery. Maybe the Jays will get the number 1 pick. Maybe the Jays will get the number 1 pick. It's possible. It is possible. Bregman and Burnes, true. It's true. Thank you for the 279, John Lex. Much appreciated. Give me Teo over Santander. Interesting. I don't know. Who would you guys rather, Teo or Santander? I feel like Santander. I feel like Anthony Santander. Throw Teo in there. Burnes. Burnes is a big roll of the dice. Yeah. I mean, he ultimately is a pretty big roll of the dice. But I think if you get your 40 home runs, you'll be happy. If you get 30 home runs, you're even happier. Like, if you just get a solid amount of home runs from this guy, you're in pretty good shape. Teo is older purely for the vibes. It would be a vibe signing. But I think if you get either of these guys, you're happy. Okay. Talk about your DM. I had to step away for a minute. I haven't yet. Do the Jays need a catcher to help Kirk? Of some sort. They need some sort of catcher. Santander a bit younger and switch hitter. Martinez will start a third. That's a decent possibility. It is very possible that something like that happens, honestly. Especially with the fact that Aurelvis Martinez is like I don't know. He might need some more time to get himself acclimated to the big leagues or to the big leagues. So maybe play a little bit more. I don't know. Centenaire Bregman. Thank you again for the 279, John. Yeah, I mean Centenaire Bregman would be a big one. Yoan Moncada's another one. It isn't. Shea Langeliers look nice on our team. Yeah, I just don't know if they pay big or whether it's via trade or free agency. I don't know if they go huge for a catcher. Like I feel like they have. I mean, they are in the catching market though, but I feel like they have other things. Berger gets first crack at third base unless we overpay Bregman. Yeah, I mean maybe they give Clement a shot, but yeah, I mean I would agree with you. Maybe I think a Relvis. I mean, it could be I guess a Relvis or Bregman for a show to catcher. What's Santander's batting average? I think like low twos. 235 last year, 257 the year before, 240 the year before. So like, and if you look at his like on his on base percentage, it's not great, but it's not terrible. He does a little bit for, but not that much. He's been pretty reliable, Jeremy. So like a really low on base percentage last season, but he hit 44 home runs, so it was his best season, like of his career, best full season. Is Santander going back to the Orioles? No report of it yet. No report of that yet. Hope so. Actually, I don't hope so. I hope he comes to the Jays. I hope he doesn't go back to the Orioles. I would love the Jays to just scoop up Burnes and Santander. Get both of the Orioles. But shout out to the 500 in here. Let's try to get to 150 likes. We're 12 away. 12 away. It's been a great stream so far. Been a great stream so far. So thank you guys all for that. Are there any of the elite pitchers playing Toronto when the offense stinks? Finish last. Money. Yeah, Tyler O'Neill signed in Baltimore, so you'd assume that Santander is gone. You'd hope. Yeah, I mean, 44 home runs for a 2 whatever WAR is pretty wild to me. But again, it's the lack of defense, lack of getting on base. The defense hurts him a lot because obviously WAR counts a lot for defense these days, especially in a BWAR setting. So I don't know. It's very interesting. Any final? Let me see. Okay, it's pretty quiet now. Any final thoughts before we wrap up? We broke the signing live, which is interesting. And again, we're on Corbin Burnes watch. We're on Max Fried watch. So any final thoughts before we wrap up? Well, again, we'll have a video probably covering this tonight. We will also, of course, have more streams coming, and I'm glad I was able to break this live because it was a fun one. But any final thoughts before I go ahead and wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen? Any final thoughts, final questions for me? And again, we'll be back. We're 10 likes away from 150. You guys can hit the subscribe button as well on your way out. Hit the subscribe button. We're producing multiple videos a day here for you all. But I think a signing's coming. I think a Corbin Burnes signing is coming. Oh, hold on. Okay, wait. We got hold on. 2 pieces of info just dropped. Well, Mariana told me. Okay. Hold on. Hold the line. Hold the line. Everybody left. Jorge Polanco came to the winter meetings and met with at least the Astros and Jays. I hope not. No way this is their... I mean, he hits for power, I guess. There's no way this is their pivot. I hope that's not their pivot. I really hope it's not their pivot. I hope that's not their pivot. And then Ben Nicholson Smith also dropped an article on Max Fried. See if there's anything in here. Okay. Ben Nicholson Smith also dropped something. Yeah, it does seem like a Jays move. I agree. There are a couple teams there. I'm just reading. I mean, nothing too much in the Ben Nicholson in Ben Nicholson Smith tweet, but they're nearing a decision at the end of the day here. So interesting. I hope they don't go for Jorge Polanco. Sorry, Jorge Soler. Thinking about last offseason. I mean, Jays are in on Fried. They're also, of course, in on Corbin Burnes, but they're literally looking at a ton of other AL East teams in this scenario. So, I hate the way Ross Atkins speaks. Hate the way he speaks. Gets me so frustrated. It's all just a clown. It's a clown show at this point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep you up to date with all the latest news. I think a signing, again, we know Fried's going to be signing by Thursday. We'll probably have a Max Fried watch on Thursday. I hope they don't go for Jorge Polanco. But at the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news. So hit the subscribe button if you are new. We'll be live soon. We'll have a video later tonight covering something, probably the signing. We'll see what's going on. But at the end of the day, folks, there's a lot of things coming, and we'll keep you up to date with all the latest news. So thank you guys for tuning in. It was a great stream. And thank you, Mariana, for breaking the Jimmy Garcia news to me. And of course, everybody who was in here. But thank you guys for watching, and have a great evening. And I will see you